Okay, here is our team. I will introduce at the end of this presentation, and we are going to start with a description of this implementation. We are very, very glad because I would like to thank very, very much Professor KA2 for the opportunity that they gave us to instead of just to implement this in our school, and we found a very nice place in this our IB class 81, where Mr. Dr. Vasilis is a teacher, and so we did twice a workshop of 1 hour and 30 minutes with different students, and you are going to see what are the content and the activities that these activities and this content were made by Constantino, that is an expert now. I think he's an expert now in
It's a Padlet we mentioned yesterday, which is our lesson plan about ethics in AI. We had a pilot class with Professor Vasilis Kosteas.
Yeah, I have the QR code so you can check the Padlet. You had, as I said, the lesson plan. We created some activities for the class. The problem is that I can't see. Okay. I can't see my screen. Here are the activities. We had the structure of the plan, of the lesson plan was in the first minutes we had some warm-up activities where we will use some application to the children where they could have their first touch with AI applications. In this order, I suggest if you have some time and you want to check the second activity, take up the machine, explains how data set works, etc. And then we had a second activity, which is micro-5, the one here, where we told the students to create in a sheet to write their browse histories, for example, or images they have said, songs they have heard in the internet, at the paper without writing their name, and then change the papers in the classroom between the students. Then the students, then he would read the history of another person and try to guess which was, and try to suggest a product that he was thinking it would be suitable for the person he read his history. In that way, we try to make the students understand how the cookies work, the browse history, and how social media or other sites suggest us products, and how all these things work. After that, the third activity, which we can check now, it has to do with some AI areas, different areas. We separate the students in different groups. Each group has to make some research about the area. The research we have give them
articles and videos, many links that could use to read or engage some matters. And then when they asked to write some comments about the topic, about ethics for each of the topic. One was computer vision and sensor, other was, let me say. Okay. Second area was social media, shopping, entertainment. Third area, human-robot communication. Next area, healthcare, human life and well-being. And last one, environment, natural resources, and wildlife. As you can see, there was a lot of material, many things, and then this group of students could make some posts, some comments about some ethical issues or dilemmas or whatever was on their thoughts in the budget down below the source. More or less, that was done were the activities. We had, of course, some conclusions, evaluation, some questions at the end, so we could have some discussion, feedback, and a lot of reference, a lot of AI tools, where the students could see and test themselves.
Okay. The color code here is that all the white posts are our posts. The other, the colored post, we can see the first column is your post. That yes, it is not so
clear. Yeah,
so clear. Yes, but here, yeah.
This is an answer from a student. The blue, the light blue one. The light blue. Not
the light blue. Yes. There are also your there are also your answer from yesterday here of the answer, the question, what is AI? And at the end, we have, we can go to the end, we have a post written after the implementation.
Yeah.
You can click here, yes, you can click here. This is our post at our website. This is the blog of PK School, and we have a post.
I minimize just they can see.
Yes, okay. And you can go down, and of course, this is something, an immediate dissemination for this pilot. We are very, very happy. Why? We have, I think, for 1 minute time for one video. Do you think that we can show or no? Okay. We are very happy because I think now we can open the image to see there.
Sorry.
Yes.
Just want to add, if you find it interesting and you can read the articles or see some videos, etc., and we would be more than happy to add some comments or posts below each other. Right?
Yes, and so we must also say that the idea of the 5 areas was from Code.
Okay, my name is Vasilis Kosteas. I have a PhD in social epistemology, and I teach theory of knowledge in the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. Is anyone acquainted with International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, IT? Okay, most of you do not have that kind of program. Is a diploma program that actually prepares students and get a diploma so that they can get into universities and colleges around the world. That's actually that kind of diploma is accepted. One of the core subjects of IB is theory of knowledge. Theory of knowledge, most of you that have training in science, you can find it as epistemology or as philosophy of science. Theory of knowledge is a philosophical discipline, mostly, and in the context of the IB teachings, we are mostly consider knowledge questions about technology, politics, and the very important two important areas in theory of knowledge is international mindedness, which is a prerequisite for the IB diploma program, and critical thinking. Mr. Kotsanis and Mr. Aronis came to me and talked about how we can construct 2 sessions with students that actually take part and they're taught theory of knowledge, and how we can construct knowledge questions about ethics in AI. That is not important for now, at least for me, because you all covered that section. The important is that theory of knowledge provides the context, the disciplinary context of asking questions about technology and artificial intelligence in terms of how you can use it in the classroom. And it maybe can provide the background, the knowledge background for students so that they can actually implement technology better when they have been a little bit more schooled in such steps. So this is why we thought that it would be a nice thing to do to make the Facilitate AI program acquainted to students through the Theory of Knowledge course. And I can answer any questions if you have any questions. I'd be delighted to answer.
A nice idea about the relationship between subjectivity and interdisciplinary.
Two important things in theory of knowledge are intersubjectivity and interdisciplinarity. When it comes to knowledge, most of you are very acquainted with data, okay, and evidence, data as evidence. Okay, this is a type of knowledge. Okay, data can actually be equated to knowledge. You use data to do what? To acquire knowledge, okay, to produce knowledge.
But use information.
Information is a type of knowledge.
When you apply, you know,
What
information, knowledge, more from our perspective, what we receive in the classroom is not knowledge to me anymore, unless the student knows how to apply it. And
Okay.
to me that he has the competence to use the knowledge.
Okay, so the information can be developed into knowledge when you have application ready. Okay. The thing is that in contemporary theory of knowledge, information is knowledge because it's actually knowledge. We have somehow toppled the last paradigm because we do not use now the model of the individual knower. Most of theory of knowledge, stemming from Descartes onwards, rationalism and empiricism, has to do with the individual knower, the subjective knower. So rationalism has to do with inner thinking and how you develop knowledge by thinking about yourself as a knowing subject. And empiricism, you have the pure sense data. Yeah.
But, for example, ChatGPT is only updated up to 2021. If you ask it who is the President of the United States, for example, it's false information. So,
Yes.
Wouldn't that be false information? So the knowledge wouldn't actually be something that it is correct or useful for that specific person.
Okay.
What do you mean small?
The thing about information
If it is
becoming,
updated up to 2021,
But that's what you mean false information. It's not false, it's false.
if you ask who is now,
Regarding the
who is
program.
now, it will say this
Yes,
instead of.
but it's not false. It's just not.
updated.
Yes.
The thing about information and knowledge is the process. Okay, that's why in terms of theory of in epistemology, in other words, theory of knowledge, social epistemology, we talk about testimony and credibility. So these two are the important factors about information becoming knowledge, whether it's credible and you can validate it. And the ways that you use to validate knowledge, information, these are the ways that actually make information into knowledge. The previous paradigm was rationality, objectivity, truth, and because of the change in landscape in modern science, we have changed paradigm. So, and let me be specific. This is a question that actually is a textbook question. It appears in our textbooks, and we use it as one of the 30 prompts that we have for one of two assessment essays that the students have to answer. This is prompt 14. Does some knowledge belong to specific communities of knowledge? I posted that to ChatGPT, and this is the answer that I got. Yes, some knowledge can be specific to particular communities of knowers, different communities such as academic disciplines, professional fields, cultural groups, or even hobbyist communities often develop their own specialized knowledge and expertise. Not for me to read the whole thing, this is an exceptional answer. This is an exceptional answer, which means that ChatGPT somehow has read everything that there is in particular knowledge and communities of knowers, and is able to post that kind of answer.
Well, the question is not clear here for GPT, because for me, an answer could take different directions. I may think that you're asking me whether IPR issues for knowers, so it relates to IPR issues, which I think the answer doesn't.
Excuse me.
Intellectual property rights. The other one is a professional group, but if it's a medical thing, then doctors are expected to be the knowers. It depends on
Knowledge is always contextualized. This is the main.
You're asking a question, belong to specific.
Does some knowledge belong to specific communities of knowers?
So if it's medical issue, it belongs to the doctor.
Yes.
If it's results of innovation, it could be to those who have the IPR rights.
Yes.
Okay. But since you mentioned GDPR, some people a few weeks ago, they put the post that if we ask GPT, whatever it is, what is the solution to the cyber problem? The answer was coming to independent states. This because affected by the propaganda of Turkey. And I told him, please give me 24 hours and I will change the answer of GPT. So I started debating with GPT. I said, you are wrong. You are wrong. This is not correct. They said to me, give me the correct. So I gave a series of UN resolutions, political data, documented, files, and then the GPT changed it in 24 hours. And answering to me also, yes, you're right, yes, you're right, yes, you're right. And then the answer after 24 hours was no.
Sorry, even if I ask, if another user asks the GPT change its answer? For all the
Because I take all the evidence, all the
What I
was
always
published in the UN resolution.
That is amazing.
Yes, of course.
What I always tell my students when it comes to contextualized knowledge and communities of knowers is if you know the thing about flat earthers, okay, if you post a question, flat earthers, or not just a question, just to put down the word flat earthers in Google in New York, you get a different result than if you put it in introduction. And that is because the algorithm, the way it works in contextualized ways. This is one way to understand knowledge, because knowledge always comes in a context. Okay, you cannot have.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. So what you are saying is, if a lot of people say version A, but it is actually maybe version B, or it's controversial, it's a B, a C, nobody knows. If the more opinions are according to the option A, it will answer as the option A, whether it is scientifically proven or not.
No, GPT cannot. I don't think they can make that distinction. I'm not an expert in AI in any shape or form, so I'm just epistemologist. But I posed another question: is there an epistemological theory that supports the claim that particular communities of knowers share specific knowledge? This is a very specific question. It has to be from someone who actually knows, is very acquainted to the field. Again, the answer was correct. Tells me social epistemology is the field that actually has to do with communities of knowers, which is correct. This is where I specialize. I have a PhD in social epistemology, so I may be considered an expert in that. And the other question, and I continue posting questions that actually have a higher degree of expertise. So I posted the first question, which is a question that we give to the students to answer. The second question is for someone, let's say, who is a student in the university and is doing epistemology. The third question, now it's getting a little bit more, it has a little bit more, needs a little bit more expertise. How can artificial intelligence be defined by social epistemology standards? That's a complex question. The answer is correct again. By textbook definitions. Okay, I have delved down with textbook definitions. And the last question, and because it says, give me collective knowledge creation, if you please. Socially situated knowledge, which is very important in feminist epistemology, okay, and critical theory, proper, testimony and trust, where I told you about formation becoming knowledge, social impact and feedback loops, excuse me. And epistemic diversity and inclusivity. These are problems that stem from social epistemology, and the ChatGPT was actually very aware. And the last, the two strands of social epistemology that, and the question is which one is best fitted for AI. And again, you put GPT in a position that has to somehow make a choice and distinction between something that is highly specialized and I need a week answer. Okay. I have to go back to my writings and my notes and again read and on and on. And this is highly, and this is again a very correct answer. Yes.
What I was trying to say is that if it cannot distinguish the answer, as you said, if it is not like one has one opinion, has other opinion. If somebody asks, for example, how can I make a Molotov? And the ChatGPT answers because it says, okay, it's a question, I have the answer, I'm giving it to you. But the person uses it for illegal reasons like throwing the Molotov.
Okay, this is.
That's the ethical thing.
This is the ethics of AI.
Yeah.
The ethics of AI, I think that they're going to stay outside the classroom. Because this is something that is outside the classroom. We're talking about classroom material.
Yes, but it's in a site that can be accessed
Yes, yes,
from
of
home
course.
as well. So,
That technology cuts both ways. You cannot have it all. Okay, you have the good things coming with it, you have the bad things coming with it. What we actually try to figure out is whether I can use ChatGPT during and when I'm having the theory of knowledge lesson. And if ChatGPT is even beneficial for the theory of knowledge lesson. One, the thing is that you're not very acquainted with theory of knowledge adolescents. It's very difficult for 16-year-old students to consider concepts that complex because they don't have any background in philosophy, and most like the philosophy of science, which is even worse. So, for me, putting that kind of questions in ChatGPT and getting those answers somehow reassures me that if I need it during the class, this may be a very good assistant, and maybe the students can be mostly benefited. Now you have the ethical dilemmas. If you put how to construct a bomb, yes, but this is Google also. That's Google also. Most of IDs are constructed by instruction given in Google with just a simple service. So this is a bigger issue, political issue, sociological issue maybe, but I think that yeah, it's not very much related to what the day-to-day in the classroom. That's it for me. And if you have any more questions, I'll be delighted to answer. That has been a long day for you all. Thank you very much.